Hello. So today I would like to talk about why monk culture or a monk circle or a community is important in every country. So this is I'm gonna go straight to the point. So first thing about it, this is about Vassakara Sutta. It's about with General Vassakara from ancient India that was I do not know what position he is. He was definitely most likely a general or some sort. Right, kind of like a deputy or like an assistant of King Ajatasu from Magadha, country Magadha, right, the ancient country. And so um, in this heat, the Buddha himself talks to General Vassakara about four marks of a great man or a person with great discernment, right? The four are right action, right mindfulness, right concentration, and right views. Yes. So this is the first one right here. This is the first one. Is the first one. Right action, right mindfulness, right concentration, right views. So these are the four. In the second one, right? So why monk culture is important, right? And I think this is important because it gives you the ability to attain the third mark of a great man or woman, like either way it works, right? So the third mark of a great person, right concentration, which is the four jhanas, which is, what is it? Withdrawn from sensuality, right? So how exactly, why exactly is monks important, right? Monk culture important, right? So monk culture is kind of like right livelihood, right? And right livelihood is very important because it helps you, have a community to support you when you need some help with sustaining or maintaining or strengthening your right actions, i.e., no killing rule, no harming rule. The first one, the no taking one is not given rule, the no stealing one, the second one, and the final third one, no sexual misconduct or no cheating rule. Those are the three rules for right action, right? And so right action helps with right concentration, right? So this is not my word for it, but in this sutta specifically, the Cakkavatti Sutta, the wheel turning emperor specifically, it says that, the Buddha said at the end of the sutta, the Buddha said, monks, I don't envision any other single strength so hard to overcome as this, the strength of Mara. Now, from my personal understanding so far, the strength of Mara most likely personally, I believe it is referring to the grip of sensuality of Mara, the tempter or the devil king, over us, right? The temptation of sensuality, right? So sensuality, you only are technically attached. Technically, these three are the only things that matter. Like, that means if you break one of them, that means no matter what, you are attached to sensuality. Which three? Harming beings, taking one is not given, and sexual misconduct or cheating, right? Those are the three. So these are the three, right? And abducting skillful qualities such as, no harming, no killing, to help with maintaining, protecting lives of beings, all beings, even mosquitoes, even ants, even butterflies, even animals, dogs, cats, whatever, right? Safeguarding possessions of other people, and also no cheating, right? No sexual misconduct. So these three, abducting the three, is like completely opposite of the wrong action, right? Three wrong actions is what caused this merit of right concentration to increase. So this is important. And why is it impressive? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like I recently think of this because I was trash talking another person lately, and then I suddenly have a realization. Wait, I was like, to be fair, he was still like definitely like seniority wise, right? If you practice, he's definitely younger than me, but I doesn't mean I should be attaching to sensuality. I just know, I feel like I was attaching to sensuality. That's why I say those trash talk. So I was trying to like think that maybe there's a way to like separate myself from the world at large, because I feel like, at least for me, all the people I work with, with the exception of monks and like yogis, like the yogis I know at my own community and a few others, right? Something like Arya Dhamma here at Sumebolo also, right? This no people is like kind of like, they are all like, oh, we chase over money or like good food or something. Like no one is like kind of like anti, or not anti, but like it's kind of like something more, not this kind of thing. So it's kind of like maybe it will be more impressive, but I still don't know why it's like. I mean, I can definitely understand why it's impressive. I just don't know if I can do in the hard work and effort to do so, because it is not easy without external praise. It is not easy for me to sustain that effort to develop right concentration for myself, right? And so this is important. So and lastly, I'll use an example to refer to this. So this was from Maha-parinibbana Sutta. It's about the last days of the Buddha, the Great Parinibbana Sutta, right? It's about an incident. I don't know where it is. I mean, I know where the text is. I just don't know when the incident occurs, right? So this is the water thing. Yes. Okay, so after that, after drinking water during a place, right? I do not know where it is. It is Baluva, I think. I do believe it is called after the Baluva incident with the Kunda, the metalsmith incident thing. So after that, he was going down for going to a tree, and then saw like there's a nearby water that he can drink. Right after drinking the water, so now it so happened that one Pukussa of the Malla clan, who was a former disciple. I mean, he's still a disciple. It's just the Guru Alara Kalama is no longer in that world when the Buddha was saying this. So it's kind of like a disciple. It's just the Alara Kalama has deceased. So was passing by on his own way from Kusinara to Pava. And when he saw the Blessed One seated at the foot of a tree, he approached him, respectfully greeted him, and sat down at one side. And he spoke to the Blessed One, saying, "Marvelous it is, Lord, most wonderful it is, O Lord, the state of calmest, wherein abide those who have gone forth from the world. For at one time, Lord, the Guru Alara Kalama was on a journey, and he went aside from the highway and sat down by the wayside at the foot of a tree to pass the heat of the day. And it came about, Lord, that a great number of carts, even 500 carts, passed by him, one by one. And then, Lord, a certain man who was following behind that train of carts approached and spoke to him." Alara Kalama, spoke to Alara Kalama, saying, "Did you, sir, see a great number of carts that passed you by?" And the Guru Alara Kalama at the time answered him, "No, I did not see the brother. But the noise, sir, surely you heard it." "I did not hear it, brother." Then that man asked him, "Then, sir, perhaps you slept?" Alara Kalama replied, "No, brother, I was not sleeping." "Then, sir, were you conscious?" "I was, brother." Then that man said, "Then, sir, while conscious and awake, you still did not see the great number of carts, even 500 carts, that passed you by one after another, nor hear the noise. Why, sir, your very robe is covered with their dust." And Alara Kalama, his guru, replied, saying, "So it is, brother." I'm sorry, I was citing. I was trying to avoid myself from adding any more personal commentary, so that was my bad. So this shows how impressive the right concentration is, at least to those people in the ancient days. But because in the modern day, in YouTube or in like my own Malaysia, like my own neighborhood, it's kind of like difficult. I mean, right? Could it be possible to find similar like-minded friends? Like probably, right? Possibly, but it's definitely something difficult. I am definitely not the first person to discover this, but I think it's rare I even considered it at all. Like the fact that I was one of the people who considered it was really rare was really very surprising for me. And I thought I was already like pretty, I was considered myself a lowlife regarding to like withdrawing from sensuality, and this is like even like, wait, what? And then so then the Buddha, so compared to this, right? Okay. So the Buddha replied to this, right? So arose great confidence in him, Pukussa, the disciple of the deceased Alara Kalama. And so he asked Buddha about this incident, right? So to ask of his opinion. So the Buddha answered, right? Now what do you think, Pukussa? What is more difficult to do, more difficult to meet with, that a man, while conscious and awake, should not see a great number of carts, even 500 carts, that pass him by one after another, nor hear the noise, or that one conscious and awake, in the midst of a heavy rain, with thunder rolling, lightning flashing, and thunderbolts crashing, should neither see it nor hear the noise, right? And so this was a really striking, good example for me, because it shows how it even, like, I do not know if this was true. Assume it was not true, but just in case, there was another sutta that said, like, he compared himself to a king of like worldly possessions. I do not know. Maybe it was King Pasenadi or King Ajatasattu, Bimbisara. I'm sorry, King Bimbisara or King Pasenadi. Maybe he was comparing himself to one of the kings, but I cannot find the sutta anymore. So please forgive me for that. So right here, right. So the Pukussa answered, right? He find Buddha's meditation progress more and results more impressive, right? And so he answered, Pukussa answered, "What, O Lord, are 500 carts, nay, 600 carts, 700 carts, 800 carts, 900 carts, or 8,000, or even hundreds of thousands of carts compared with this?" Right? And so he was impressed, right? Pukussa was impressed with Buddha. Right now, obviously, I'm sorry, I could not read it further because I was getting a lot sicker than I used to. So I'm sorry if you guys want me to that one, maybe I'll do it, but for now I will not do it, right? So this is the ending, right? So, and to that man Pukussa came the thought, marvelous it is, most wonderful it is, indeed it is the state of calmness wherein abide those who have gone forth from the world, and there arose in him great faith in me, and he, the Pukussa, and wait, oh, it's not Pukussa, right? And a certain man from that incident with the 4 oxen thing, like the lightning rumbles thing, right? That person arose great faith in that person, in the Buddha himself, and he respectfully saluted the Buddha, and keeping his right side towards the Buddha, he went his way, right? So when this has been said, Pukussa of the Malla clan fled to the Blessed One, the faith Lord that I had in Alara Kalama, and now scattered to the mighty wind. I let it be carried away as by a flowing stream. Excellent, O Lord, most excellent, O Lord. It means Lord Gautama. It means Buddha Gautama. Sorry, the Lord, like, pronunciation and the reference thing. If people wanted to know, to have more clarity, is this as if Lord one were to set upright what had been overthrown, or to reveal what had been hidden, or to show the path to one who have gone astray, or to light the lamp with the darkness, so that those having eyes might see. Even so has the Blessed One set forth the Dhamma in many ways. And so, O Lord, I take my refuge in the Blessed One, the Dhamma, and the community of bhikkhus. May the Blessed One accept me as his disciple, one who has taken refuge until the end of life. Then Pukussa of the Malla clan spoke to a certain man, saying, "Bring me at once, friend, 2 sets of golden-hued robes, burnished and ready for wear." So he was maybe considering donating robes to Buddha, right? And the man answered him, "So be it, sir." So the Buddha accept his robes, right? So here was that one. Here was the response, the continuation. Okay. I see. So after accepting the robes and giving one set to Ananda, his attendant or his butler, we call it attendant, but it's kind of similar to butler thing. It's kind of similar to a butler. So maybe I was butchering the similarities. So forgive me if I accidentally butcher it, but I feel like it was the best analogy I can think of, right? So. And finally, then the Blessed One instructed Pukussa of the Malla clan in the Dhamma, and roused, edified, and gladdened him. And after that, Pukussa rose from his seat, respectfully saluted the Blessed One, and keeping his right side towards him, went his way. Alright, so this is the end of the Dhamma. So, this is like one of the example accounts where people genuinely think the calmness is very impressive. The calmness withdrawn from sensuality based on no killing, no harming, no taking what is not given, no stealing, and no cheating, and no sexual misconduct, right? It's kind of a, they think it's impressive, but I don't know what is like a very visible benefit for me, right? Right? How is it that it will give me the benefit, right? And so that is important, right? Because it is invisible. Sure, it is definitely impressive. Don't get me wrong. I definitely can understand why it's impressive, but it's right, and it's also like not easy to do because it's not easy to do. That's why it's impressive, right? But the problem was it was definitely difficult for me personally because personally I don't have any visible results to really keep maintaining my momentum. I think that's my problem mainly. I think so. Yeah. So this is the sharing of the 3 suttas to say why monk culture is important, right? So in summary, the monk culture is important because monk culture helps with sustaining, maintaining, or strengthening right action within the community, which is no killing, no harming, no stealing, and no cheating, right? 3 of them. Only 3 of them is required. Like minimum. These 3 are minimum. Of course, there are rest of them. They are kind of like, okay, you know, you should not be lazy, for example, but that is kind of like more up to personal distinction rather than kind of like a universal thing. And so right action leads to right concentration, right? When you have, it's kind of like doing a science experiment is to say A increase then B increase. So right action increase then right concentration increase. So this is the thing, right? So this literally says it. Buddha says, exhort the monks, I don't envision any other single strength so hard to overcome as this, the strength of Mara, and the adopting of skillful qualities, i.e. no harming, no stealing, no cheating, is what causes this merit of right concentration to increase. And so this is from Cakkavatti Sutta, the Wheel Turning Emperor Sutta. So this is I think what I wanted to share today, right? This is the 3rd mark of a great man, right concentration, about my new insights and some of the personal problems I'm facing, and hopefully I won't be lazy anymore to try to want to pursue this. You know, if I'm not doing this every day, I'm doing it at least 1 per 2 weeks, which I'm already doing a little bit of meditation every once per 2 weeks. Like, not consistently now, but I already did twice in like a span of like 2 or 3 days. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to my video. Hope you guys find this useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you guys, if you want any questions, hope you guys ask, I can answer it. So thank you guys for watching. Have a decent evening. Goodbye.